guys, it's Kendra from Crafty Kendra, and today I'm going to show you how to make this scrapbooking page. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is bring in a 2" by 3 1/4" piece of Whisper White cardstock. And I've already taken the little moped stamp from the On the Grow stamp set from the new summer mini catalog. And I stamped it in Versamark, and then I poured black embossing powder over it. And what we're going to do is bring in my little cutting board, and we're going to go ahead and zap it with our heat tool. Gotten it all done, you're just going to go ahead and set it aside to cool for just a little bit. And remember, before you stamp the Versamark onto your Whisper White cardstock, it's really important to use your embossing buddy across there to make sure that you don't have little black specks everywhere along your Whisper White paper. The next thing we're going to do is bring in the other layers for our scrapbook page. And our scrapbook base is Peach Parfait, and it's 6" by 6". What we're going to do is we're going to take a 3 3/4" by 6" piece of Regal Rose. And we're going to put some snail adhesive on the back of that. We're going to put it so that there's just a little bit of a space of this Peach Parfait showing at the top. Just like that. It's an extremely small amount, not even quite 1/4 inch. The next thing we're going to do is take a 3 1/2 by 6" piece of Melon Mambo and put some snail in the back of that and attach it right on top of our Regal Rose piece so that we have a border of Regal Rose on either side of our Melon Mambo. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our scrapbook page and set it aside, and our little moped that we did earlier is cool and dry now. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a lot of Stampin' Write markers, and we're going to go ahead and give this bike a little bit of life. So let's go ahead and get started. The first color I'm going to use is Sahara Sand. And we're going to use it to color in. And it's easy to color. If you have trouble coloring in after it's been embossed, just set your stamp out and look at it, because then you can see all the detail. What we're going to do is we're actually going to color in the spokes that come down and connect the moped to the wheel and the hubcaps with Sahara Sand. And then what we're going to do is color in the shadow right here. We're just going to go ahead and go along that with the Sahara Sand. Next color we're going to bring in is the So Saffron, and we're using the brush tip on all of these. And with the So Saffron, we're going to color in just the headlight on here. Next thing we're going to do is going to bring in Pear Pizzazz. We're just going to color in some of the leaves of these flowers in the back. Okay. Next color we're going to bring in is going to be Regal Rose, and we're going to color in some of these small flowers in this one pot. And then we're going to bring in Melon Mambo and color the rest of those small flowers. For our tulips, I'm going to do a couple of them in Peach Parfait, and the rest in Daffodil Delight. Going to bring in my crumb cake, and I'm going to color in the pot that has the little pink flowers. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in my Cajun Craze and color in the one that has the tulips. Next color I'm going to use is Tempting Turquoise, and this is the color I used for the bike itself. Just going to color it in. Alright, and to give our moped a little bit more dimension, you're going to see parts where there's little dashed lines in the moped, and that's supposed to be shadow. Just go ahead and go over those parts again with your Tempting Turquoise, and it will really add some shadow and dimension to your little moped. Alright. Last color we're going to bring in is going to be Basic Gray, and we're going to use it to get the handles and the tires. And we're also going to go ahead and get the seat with this color as well. So now we have it all colored in. Before you do anything to touch it, because the embossing is going to resist the ink, you're just going to take a paper towel or a tissue and just press it down. Okay, lift up, then take a new part of the paper towel, and you're just going to press it down again. Okay, and that should help take up some of that ink so that you're not having to worry about it smearing across the white of your cardstock. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the side along the side with the flower pots, and we're just going to rip a little bit of that edge off. Alright. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over and add some snail to the back of that. And it's going to adhere to a piece of Daffodil Delight that measures 2 inches by 3.5. And we're going to line up the straight corners with the straight corners on the piece of Whisper White. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take and rip just a little bit of a layer off of that Daffodil Delight on the same side that you ripped the Whisper White. After you've done that, you're going to flip it over and add a few strips of snail. Bring back in our scrapbooking page, and we're just going to put it down on the bottom right hand corner, and I gave it a little border of the peach parfait all the way around. It's very, very tiny, so it's hard to catch on the camera. But that's all I have for the page. But if you wanted to bump it up a little bit, you could do this instead. And all it is it's the exact same layers that I have on my original page, but I've just added a strip of peach parfait stitched poly ribbon, and I've used the coluzzle to cut out an oval from my Melon Mambo piece. And I'm going to show you real quick how the coluzzle works. This is my glass mat. Just going to set it down. Okay. And I'm also going to bring in a scrap piece of paper. And this scrap piece of paper measures 3.5 by 6 inches. It's the exact same size as our Melon Mambo piece. And in the coluzzle starter kit, there's the oval coluzzle, and the circle coluzzle, and the coluzzle cutter. And all you do is you take the coluzzle, and you'll notice how there are sets of lines, and there's a little space in between them. That's so that all the ovals stay on one sheet. But what you're going to do is you're just going to center, counting from the outside in, the third line, so 1, 2, and 3. You're going to center that third line and take your coluzzle cutter, sticking it at the starting point of one of those lines. And you're just going to go around. And then when you get to the starting point of the next one, just put it in and go around there. Okay. And then you're going to get an oval like this, and all you do is take your scissors and snip off those little ends there. But the coluzzle starter kit is actually on the clearance rack on Stampin' Up's online store, so it has to be purchased online. So go ahead and hop on over to the online store and check out the clearance rack and get this coluzzle starting kit, which, like I said, comes with the coluzzle cutter, the circle template, and the oval template for a great steal. And that's all I have for you guys. Thanks.